Hey folks, this is Lex here from Bored at Work, and today we're going to be taking a look back at the Surface Pro 3. Guys, do remember we did a full review of this device, and ultimately we ended up loving it. Thunder E did a full review and breakdown of that device, and we've come to love it with our 6 months time using it. But at the end of the day, it definitely is a product that Microsoft can make improvements on, and with the next generation, we'll definitely add some additional comments and some dislikes that we have with the device. But overall, definitely a highlight for Microsoft. We're just going to get right into it and check out our time with the Surface Pro 3. The first major highlights of using the Surface Pro 3 for the past 6 months has undoubtedly been its display. Now, when Microsoft actually released it at the launch event, now it was one of those different type of aspect ratios with a 3:2, using a 2140 by 1660 of resolution in display, which is by itself pretty amazing. It's basically 2K. It was one of the first tablets to actually use this kind of resolution, but the actual quality of it and using it in practice over the span of 6 months is nothing short of amazing. As you guys can see in the corner there, that is Thunder E using the display from our original review, and initial impressions were amazing, and they still are amazing. Now, I actually did have an issue with burnout on my display, and Microsoft did help me out with that and replace that unit for me, but overall, most people have just had no issues with the display. And definitely, probably the number one thing about the tablet itself is just how beautiful and vibrant and how contrasting the colors are while using over a period of time. Number 2 on my list of pros about using the Surface Pro 3 is the hardware and versatility of the specs inside. Now, mind you, the Surface Pro 3 is a rather thin device, and it is quite large in terms of width and size because it is a 12-inch display, but it's thin, it's quiet, and it's using that vapor magnesium that Microsoft actually used with the Surface line originally. So overall, the size and compactness of the tablet itself makes it very versatile and usable in most situations. It slips right in my book bag. When I pull it out, it's very seamless. I've gotten an extreme amount of stairs when I first initially got the Surface Pro 3, and that still continues to happen. Microsoft was ace on the design. With the specs itself, we had the Core i5 version, so with that being said, it's extremely powerful. We do have the 656 gigabytes of memory, as well as 8 gigabytes of RAM packed inside that pretty tiny display and overall hardware of the Pro 3. So you really can't do any wrong with that. And you obviously have the Core i3 version and the Core i7. So versatile, you have options, and I've had no slowdown with my Pro 3. I use heavy editing visual software on my Pro 3, case in point with these videos today. And overall, it is just nothing but seamless. Now, battery life has definitely taken a hit, and that's one of the dislikes about my Pro 3 over the 6 months. Battery life has not been good for me. I've gotten an extreme amount of updates, software updates over the span of 6 months. And for some, battery life is fine, but for others, it's sporadic. So the combination of software and hardware and being optimized correctly really isn't as seamless as I would expect. Some people get about a day and a half. I get about 8 to 9 hours of sparing use. So that has been one of my major gripes, and it's something that you might want to look into before purchasing the Pro 3. Mind you, there's probably going to be a next generation coming up soon, as it was released about maybe 6 months ago. So with that being said, you might want to be wide awake in terms of the battery life with using the Pro 3. But ultimately, if you get one of the good units, then you'll be perfectly fine with using the battery and the software and the specs inside. So definitely kudos to Microsoft for providing an elegant experience with hardware, specs, and ultimately battery life. If you ever seen Microsoft's commercials on the Surface Pro or any other Surface before, you definitely see the attaching of the keyboard and the colors of the keyboard. You have blue, you have red, I believe, black. You do have a variety of colors, but ultimately when it comes to the tablet itself, you only have, currently with the Pro 3, a silver type magnesium color. In the future, I would really hope that Microsoft provides the ability to change the color, or almost like the Moto G and the Moto X and things like that, in terms of picking what color you would want to coincide with your keyboard when purchasing the device online or in store. It doesn't really make sense to have all these different customization options with just the keyboard that I mentioned previously is sold separately, but not for the tablet itself. Maybe it has something to do with the production line, but while using the Pro 3, it definitely gets marked up with smudges, dirt, scratches, because of it being silver in nature, and that vapor magnesium not being as durable as Microsoft has claimed it to be. There have been times I've seen online and from people that I know that use the Pro 3 of it almost tearing off in a bit, almost like a sheet of paper. So it's a very thin coating on top of underlying hardware for that Pro 3. So ultimately, Microsoft needs to do some updating on that process and giving customers customization issues. I really think that would improve the reach of the product itself, And I think people would actually enjoy using it more instead of having this bland silver color. That's one of the things about other products, especially the Moto X, that people love, is the customization and colors and the themes that people really want to incorporate into their own life. If you're going to personalize your tiles and your applications and your keyboard, why not be able to pick a color of your tablet of your choice? So with that, that's pretty much all I have to say regarding color, but it's fine. Just be careful about smudges and things like that. Over the course of 6 months, it will definitely affect using the tablet. That is going to sum up our full overview of 6 months with Surface Pro 3. I thoroughly enjoy this device. I mean, it's completely replaced all my other laptops. I've never had the need to or the urge to buy another laptop while using it for 6 months. Now, mind you, I do have the Core i5 version. That's something that I also want to allude to while closing this out. If you're one of those productive people that consistently use, I guess, applications that involve editing, or you're just a very media-centric guy, I really think you should focus on the Core i5 and the Core i7 for your needs. The Core i3 is really for those consumers that are maybe trailblazers and just want to get something new and be impressed with their friends or whatever. If you're a consistent Windows user and you need something that's heavy duty or at least reliable, the Core i5 is a safe bet. Prices come down a bit, so you really don't have to worry about too much going forward. And with the holiday season coming around, you're definitely going to find some great deals. But ultimately, I love the Surface Pro 3. I do have my gripes with it, but it is almost a flawless product in terms of the hybrid mantra that Microsoft is trying to do with their Pro line. They just got some small things to work out, but I am fully content and confident that Microsoft knows what they have to do with the Pro 3 and the Pro 4 going forward. Be sure to like, share, favorite the video, comment in the sections below. If you happen to have a Surface Pro 3, let us know what you like and what you don't like. We might actually do another video on the process of maybe incorporating that into the Pro 4 if that seems to come about. So ultimately, subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see great content from us at Bored at Work. And remember to always enjoy your entertainment.